One day to reach the last floor of the dungeon they resume their journey after that and soon reach the boss room where an Shrank Earth Dragon comes out to face them. Takemi starts realizing that he is not prepared enough to face an S-rank monster and he should have brought the Mega Titan with him. Suddenly the Earth Dragon attacks them with its tail. Scattering them, Takemi commands Mei and Titan to stop the dragon from using its tail, so they hold it down and then stick it to the ground with spider webs. Sophia pierces the dragon's tail to ensure that it doesn't move it, and using this chance, Takemi, Maria and Riva attack the dragon with their magic. Takemi then orders Titan to use its laser beams to attack the dragon, dealing a huge amount of damage to it. Sophia tells Takemi that the dragon's ribs are exposed right now and they are the weak points of any monster. He immediately summons Chimiya to tackle the dragon, knocking it off balance. He enchants his sword with lightning magic and throws it inside the dragon's mouth, electrocuting it from inside and killing it. Everyone returns to their home after the successful dungeon run, and Takemi immediately gets summoned by the city lord Godwin. He begins talking about a part of his territory that is not developed into a human settlement yet because of the monsters found there. Takemi has heard about that piece of land and he knows that it has a mine where they can mine rare materials like mithril and adamantite. Godin suddenly gets excited on realizing that Takemi is interested in that area and he asks him to build a village there. Takemi is taken aback at this sudden request and Godwin explains that he has heard about his development work at another village, so he has high hopes from him. His assistant begins informing Takami about a spot that is near the river and considerably far away from the monster habitat, which is where they plan to build the village, and Takemi seems to be getting carried away by the flow of the conversation. Sophia suddenly asks them to stop, reminding them that Takemi already has a hit order out on him and building a village will draw all sort of attention towards him. Takemi asks to calm down and listen to the details first. He then asks Godwin the reason he wants to develop a village in that region so quickly, and he begins telling him a long-winded story about a year ago the kingdom was developing another village in another region, but because of some corrupt nobles the work was stopped permanently. The villagers lost their homes and became refugees, and now Godwin is under pressure to create a permanent settlement for them soon. He says that it is one of his reasons, and Takemi stops Sophia from inquiring about other reasons as he accepts the job. Sophia is worried that it is not a smart decision, but Takemi tells her that he can't ignore people who have lost their homes. He begins talking about how he had lost his home some time ago, but because he met some kind people he was able to find his way. Now he just wants to repay the favor. Soon Takemi and his gang reach the location and start developing a village, starting by constructing a tall wall at the border using magic. They also dig a pit around the wall and then strengthen the walls with alchemy. They distribute the tasks of building roads, filling the canals with water and logging trees among them, quickly laying the groundwork. After that they build some houses and farms, and once Takemi is satisfied with it he sends Sophia to the city to inform Godwin that they are ready to welcome the refugees. Godwin is completely shocked to learn that Tak has created a village in just 10 days and he sends the refugees to settle there immediately. The refugees have only heard that the village is in a region full of monsters and they fear that the government is sending them there just to get rid of them. They already have terrible experiences with corrupt nobles and they think that the one in charge of this program is another piece of trash. However, when they arrive at the village, which is almost as big as a town and even has a castle in the middle, they are blown away. The KN captain leading the group asks Takim what the hell did he do to this place, and he explains that he built houses for everyone, built the castle for government offices, and even prepared farmlands for agriculture. The knight can't believe that he did all this in 10 days and Takumi just laughs it off like it is no big deal. In the meantime the people start picking their new houses and a bunny girl named Manny just watches them from a distance. Sophia approaches her to make small talk and learns that the woman's husband died in the last village, so she is all alone now. Sophia realizes that looking after a farm alone will be tough for her, so she offers her another job to take care of Takemi. She soon arranges an interview with Takemi and Maria, who tell Manny that her job would be to look after the house while they all are busy working. While the conditions and pay are really good, Manny doesn't trust nobles since her husband died because of one. She refuses to work with Takemi, saying that she doesn't trust him, and though Maria tries to explain that she is wrong about him, Takemi respects her decision. He tells her to find him if she ever changes her mind, but Manny leaves his house certain that he is just a lustful animal who has his eyes set on her. She is certain that after refusing his offer her life in this village will be hell, so she decides to leave the village altogether. But 5 minutes after leaving the village this runs into dangerous monsters. On the other hand, Takumi is still coping with the first rejection he has faced ever since he came to this world when Maple alerts him about a monster attack. The villagers panic, thinking that they will be sent to fight the monsters like always, but Takumi asks the night captain to lock the village down and guards the villagers while his group deals with the monsters outside. Some villagers come running to the gate and tell Takumi that they saw Manny going outside, and he promises them that he will definitely bring her back unharmed. They ride Mega Titan to overcome the village wall while Manny runs back to the village only to find that the gates have been closed. 2 wolf monsters approach her and she fears that she is going to die. Luckily Takumi arrives there just in time to save her, and soon after that the rest of his party returns after dealing with the remaining monsters. Manny just stares at Takumi in awe when she notices a cut on his arm and immediately ties it with her hanky. She asks why did he risk an injury to save her, and Takumi replies that he won't let anyone harm the people of his village. Manny realizes that she has been wrong about him and she asks him to appoint her as his maid. Takumi accepts her without any question and everyone gladly welcomes her to the gang. The news about the town with a fortress suddenly appearing in the middle of a forest soon reaches other nations, and when the Emperor of Sidonia learns about it he gets furious, thinking that the Bolton Kingdom created that town to challenge them. He begins thinking about launching a war when his daughter Elizabeth tells him that he doesn't need to worry about anything because they are ready to summon the heroes that will help them dominate the continent. Soon after that, the Sidonia Empire summons the 3 heroes using the forbidden spell, and massive energy wave travels throughout the continent. Because of it, Takumi and his party feel the strange and creepy mana very strongly, and he suddenly realizes that it has been 1 full year since he was summoned to this world. He remembers Nolan telling him that she